Welcome back to the grinder, folks. Hey, sorry for the hiatus last week. I forgot to record a podcast and thought that I recorded it and did not. And we were way ahead on schedule. And by me missing that, I actually dropped 2 podcasts when I should have dropped 1. 100% my fault, folks. Won't happen again. We just wanted to let you know that we are back. We didn't die. We didn't vanish out into the middle of the smoke with a blaze of glory. We did not. We are here and still getting after it. So, folks, sorry for the hiatus. We are back.
And we didn't quit.
Yeah.
Really is the main thing. The chances, I mean, if we died, like, well, then who gives a shit? Like, right. It's over. Okay. The main thing is we didn't quit.
That's it. I also got a new desk.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I think I got one that's similar to yours. Does yours like automatically go up and down? Like you push the button and it just...
Yeah, I got programs over here.
Yeah.
So this is working height. See, that's not good for podcasting.
No, it's not good for podcasting.
So I got my number 2 here. That's my podcast height.
Ooh, I see.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mine goes working height and then it goes down to sitting height.
Yeah, I got that one programmed as well. I just didn't want to drop it all the way down.
Yeah,
for show's sake.
Yeah, for the show's sake, because then people would get confused again, and we can't have that.
Yeah.
What kind of podcast is this? All they're doing is showing their pants sleeves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, James. From last week, you got remarried.
Yeah, renewed my vows. Yeah. Went to Vegas. I went to Vegas and had a great time. We renewed our vows with Elvis down on Fremont Street, which is first time being to Fremont Street in Vegas. Man, what a blast that was. God, we partied. Oh, man, we partied our asses off. So I don't know if you're familiar with it. That's where the big screen's at overhead. You know, when you see Vegas, got the big screen and stuff. Never been to that part of Vegas before. Always usually just live in the casino. Yeah. So that was really, really cool. We had a good time, man. Saw some interesting, and I say that in a very broad term, interesting people.
Oh, I'm sure.
But we got remarried by Vegas. That was the oddest, most uncomfortable thing ever. But it was fun. It was a great memory. And did a little gambling, had some fun. And yeah. So it was a great time, man. Glad to be back at it, especially as crazy as life is right now. It was nice to detach for a minute, focus on one another, and now back at it.
Yep, the old reconnection.
So, yeah, it was a good time. I highly suggest it. Vegas is just a fun city, man. I love Vegas, and that's the 3rd time I've been out there. I look forward to going back again. Because I do enjoy some roulette tables. I love roulette, man.
Yeah.
I love roulette. It's also interesting to see some of the people, how superstitious we all are. We can say whatever we want. But it's interesting how it becomes. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Well, that's that table I like, where I'm looking for these numbers, and there is patterns, but it's very, very interesting how superstitious people become out there. It was actually kind of funny. So we got there, Morgan's wife, Kaylin, she had never been to Vegas. She didn't really know much about gambling. Danny loves slot machines. So Danny goes over and hops down, and the slot machine's playing. Kaylin sticks a $20 bill in there and doesn't really know what she's doing. She's hitting max bet. She just put a 20 in, so she's probably got 3 or 4 rolls hits she's going to be able to do. Hits like $740.
Dang.
Yeah. So, we're all like, holy crap, that's crazy, right? We're all joking about it. She's already ready to be done. She don't even want to play anymore. She's like, I don't even like the idea of putting money in this stuff. So Morgan, you know how practical
Mm-hmm.
thought process there is to Morgan. It is that same day. Morgan's like, which machine was it? He walks over to it and he goes, "Did you put a 20 in it?" And she's like, "Yeah." So he purposely pulls out a 20 because she put a 20 in it, right? And it
Mm-hmm.
was like, all right, now hit the buttons again like you did before. And we're like, dude, that shit doesn't matter. Like that doesn't matter at all. And he even knew that, but I did stuff too. I'd walk around looking for the roulette table with certain, I want to see where zeros have hit recently. Like
Yep.
that's what I'm looking for and how much of it's black because I want to play black, right? And it's weird how we do that stuff thinking we have this hoop in it.
Yeah.
Even though, like, okay, let's say I'd won a couple of grand. I mean, at the end of the day, if I came home with a couple of grand, that'd have been awesome, be a great story to tell. But like it wouldn't have been life changing. You know what
No.
I'm saying? It
Yeah.
went if it had been life changing for a couple of grand, I shouldn't have been out there playing in the first place. You know what I
Negative.
mean? Yeah.
Negative.
So it's just interesting how people operate.
Yeah, dude. Tell you a quick little story. We went to Biloxi for a bachelor trip, and our entire crew didn't even leave the hotel because we stayed at the Hard Rock. Dude,
Mm-hmm.
we gambled the entire time we were on that trip. And one of my buddies brought, I think he brought $2,500, got down to like 50. And that next morning, he woke up at like 6 a.m. and went straight to the tables, did not get off the tables. Like we spent that day that he did that, we spent the day at the pool for like a couple hours. He came back out of there at like 5 or 6 in the afternoon or in the evening and came back out. Dude, he had gone up to almost 10 grand
Wow.
from $50.
Yeah. That's
Started with
awesome, man.
yeah, started with 25. So, it's just crazy because he was locked in, man. He was not leaving that table.
Yeah.
Not leaving. He was doing slots, he was doing the roulette, and he killed it on roulette. Like he hit double O's, like just back to back to back. And so it's crazy. Exactly. Like you can get locked into that kind of thing and just based off of hope,
Yeah.
you're gonna sit there and just spend your entire day.
Yep.
So
Yep.
how do you take that exact same thing as hope and turn it into your business and say, I'm looking at this, I'm taking everything out of what I'm doing right now on the event and the hope that I'm going to get to where I'm trying to get,
Yeah.
you know?
Or like it's interesting to see. So I definitely don't want to make any judgment because I didn't know some of the people who came up to the table. You could tell who came up to the table and they were blowing, they'd walk up and throw a grand down the way I was throwing $100 down.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And you could tell that was equivalent very
Yeah.
easily. Then you'd have people come up that look like they haven't slept in 2 days. They look like they were stressed to the max that would throw down $500, lose it all on one round because they thought, oh, here it is. And they would put all $500 out, right? And then they'd walk away, and 5 minutes later, they'd be back where I guess they just went to the ATM and pulled
Yep.
more cash out. And it's like, it interests me how people will be that risky. And even myself, like being risky with money. Now I'm sitting there telling myself, I've summed it up. Hey, it's play money, whatever. I came here to
Mm-hmm.
spend it. If I don't come back with any of it, cool. But if I hit, it's fun. They'll be that risky with their money, but won't turn around in something that can give them a return and take a little risk in it, a little
Yeah.
risk. So, I don't know. It's pretty odd.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird how our brains work. It's like, how much time would I waste? I'd blow $500 in a heartbeat, goofing off, playing a game, but I would not make a decision to spend $500 on something in my office. I'd have to think about it, follow up 3 or 4 times,
Yep.
take 3 weeks to make a decision on something that could help my business that costs $500. Pretty dumb.
Yeah. It's funny how we put value in things like that
Yep. Yep.
or less
Absolutely.
value.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make
No.
any sense. We
No.
justify, I guess the thing is, though, it goes back to we justify in our mind the value of stuff.
That's it.
We justify it and think it's that easy.
Yeah.
So I guess what are you doing in your day that you're justifying that's actually a total waste of time?
Yeah. Yeah. And how can you look at the things that you're doing, whether it's, personally or professionally, what are you doing that you were spending that time on? Exactly what you said. What are you
Yeah.
spending your time on that you should not be spending your time on? Or
Mm-hmm.
the the decision that you're having to think about 6 times in a row when all you have to do is spend the money and you know, whether it's buying a new desk, whether it's hiring that new employee, go ahead and spend a little bit extra or don't and just keep it moving, right? Be able to make the decisions and be clear on the decisions that you're making.
Yeah.
Stop dilly-dallying.
No dilly dally.
Man, my granddad said something to me years ago, and it was hit the gas before you turn the wheel. And we were in a truck, right? But that to me went so beyond, and I think he knew that. And that was such a cool piece where it was just like hit the gas before you turn the wheel.
Was that the big red F-250 he had?
So it was we were in the white truck at the time, but
Uh,
yeah,
so I got a funny story that he had it was just a pretty red F-250.
yeah,
And he invited me to go down to the hunting camp with him and Eli.
yeah.
All right. So I don't even know how old Eli was. He might have been, I don't know. He was probably close to driving age, but he wasn't 16 yet. He's probably like 14 or something. Eli loved that damn truck. Loved it. Right. So we go down there, we hunt in the morning. Your grandfather, he said, like, hey, hop on the four-wheeler with me. I'm going to take you out to your stand that you're going to hunt. Your grandfather absolutely loved vodka cranberry. And so we get on that four-wheeler and he made him a nice big vodka cranberry. I mean, a big one, right? To
Yep.
last him till the hunt was over. That thing was literally, how like when you get something to the rim, it's almost bubbling, like the water tension's holding it. It was about that close. And I swear to you, when we were riding, I didn't take my eyes off that cup because he was driving the four-wheeler with one hand and holding that cup with the other. And I swear to you, to this day, I did not see one drip spill. We were going through the woods, my man. Number one, it just impressed me. All right.
Yeah.
But anyways, we get back to the camp. He's like, hey, you want to see the other side of the property? So, we're kind of sitting around. Says, let's hop in the truck. So we hop in the truck. He actually sits in the middle part of the seat. Lets me get in on the passenger side. Says, all right, Eli, Eli's all fired up. Eli, you can drive. Because we're out there in the middle of the country, right? So we go down the road. Long story short, I'm dragging this out. We go down the road and Eli's all fired up. We're bebopping along. And Eli hits a hole so big in this rutted, like dirt road. Dude, your grandfather hits the ceiling in the truck. Everything on the dash goes up in the air, falls all in the floor. Like, dude, I swear to God, it was like we fell off a cliff. It was so hilarious. And I think all your grandfather said after we realized nobody was freaking hurt. It was just like, damn, watch those holes. That's it. It's just hilarious, man. But I remember his ass came out of the seat, hit the freaking ceiling of that truck. It was hilarious. And he get out of that hole. All right. So there's my story for today. Guys, thank y'all for being part of this. Thanks for listening to this. Thanks for supporting this podcast. It means a lot to us.
Yep. Don't forget to check out our sponsors, Jocko Fuel and Origin USA. They did, after our podcast with JP Donnell, they came out with their camo line. So if you are bow hunting or hunting anytime this year, go take a look. It's all USA made, American produced, American driven. It is absolutely an amazing line. And we do appreciate them for supporting, and we also appreciate you for doing the support as well. Guys, as usual,
Grider out.